what I've noticed are, there's just some different things. Everything's having to change right now because of not being able to get to a gym and whatnot. And I have a feeling, based on some of my conversations with people, there's a lot of question about how you can really get results from home. Like, how effective can any of these workouts really be? Now, I'm going to go off and say that there's a good number of workouts out there that are definitely beginner level and just, I guess they're going to enable people just to keep moving, which, depending on your goal, depending on where you are in your health, your age, your status, all these different things, that can be totally enough. And so I don't want to discourage anybody here, but I am going to talk to people that are aiming for some muscle growth, that are aiming for a very specific type of a physique, that are not like the sport bodybuilding, but people that really want to build their bodies. So they want a little bit bigger legs, bigger shoulders, smaller shoulders, a six-pack, blah, 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 blah. So that, to me, is considered bodybuilding. We're taking our bodies and we're going to try and build it to basically do how we choose. And that is the cool aspect about bodybuilding, is that you actually literally get to do that. Of course, only in regards to muscle and fat. So that said, there's just some certain aspects of training that set people apart, or the common folk, I would say, to a bodybuilder or an athlete. Now, the secrets, I would say, that bodybuilders or fitness coaches have to an advantage should definitely be made available to the common person, because when we are just starting out, we're all starting from the same place. Whether you're training like a soon-to-be athlete, or you're training like, Samantha, who just wants to be toned and have some energy and be able to take in or walk in her own groceries, they still need to train the same way. And I think that's where a bit of the misconception has come, unfortunately, in the fitness industry, is that there is this sort of I wouldn't say a lie, but there's definitely some misconstrued information as far as how we are meant to train. Like, people say that aren't used to huge gyms and aren't gym rats or whatever, they're gonna look at bodybuilders and be like, no, I'm not training like that because I don't want to look like that. And that's where there's a huge mistake, because if you take a look at people with that kind of knowledge or attitude about bodybuilding, those women, I'm speaking mainly to women, those women are also the same women that struggle in losing that last 10 pounds of body fat. They struggle in hitting major plateaus all the time. They struggle with the whole feeling that they need to substitute life for health. It seems to be the same women that are struggling, that have this attitude that athletes somehow need to train differently. Now, that said, if you are an athlete, of course, you're going to train longer, harder, and I'm going to guess a lot more intense. But what we need to, I guess, understand and realize is that the quality of the exercise, or the way that we go about it, isn't actually any different. Athletes just train for a longer period of time. That's it. And I mean period of time, not in that workout setting. I'm talking about over years. It takes a very long time. And then, of course, during, say, 2-3 years, how many times did you take a month off, a summer off, Christmas vacations off, these types of things? Those athletes or professional athletes don't take that time off. So when we do, it kind of slows our progress a little bit, and kind of sets the pace, back a little bit more, if this makes sense. I'm sorry, I'm not great at putting my thoughts out into words, so you'll have to bear with me through all of this, but I want to try and keep this just really as simple as possible anyways. We're just having a conversation, because I feel like a lot of women just get so wrapped up in looking at the outside, oh my gosh, look at those muscles, or look how big she is, I don't want to look like that, I don't want to look like that. First of all, I'm going to say good, because you can't. You don't have the same parents, you don't have the same genes, you don't have the same genetics, background, you don't have the same habits, the same discipline, the same commitments, the same, okay, so let's just get that right out of the way. You could not look like me. Even if you trained the way that I do, you would not look like me, because different people will build differently. Different people have stronger, stronger areas. I have a struggle in growing my triceps, as an example, and I definitely don't have struggle growing my biceps. They just sort of come. My quads are more dominant than my hamstrings. Okay, so then you've got my other daughter, one of my daughters, who is tricep dominant. So her triceps are huge, her hamstrings are huge. She's exactly opposite of me. So her training is going to be still just as intense. And no, she will not just spot train, or I would not just spot train. We train whole body. And then if you have a lagging area, then yes, you would, add in a day or something like that. But this is stuff that happens over years. It is definitely not something that would even happen in 1 year. You would not see any kind of change like that. And to have the idea that, we're just going to go like Hercules and shit, it's not going to happen. I actually wish that it did happen. I eat like I want it to happen. I train like I want it to happen. I put everything in place for me to be a hell of a lot bigger than I am. And if you think that I'm too big, say for you, I'm actually not near as big as I want to be and that I've been trying to get. So it just goes to show it really doesn't happen as fast as we sometimes want it to. So you don't have any worry there. That cannot be the judge of your intensity and your dedication, commitment to your program. Baby exercises, band exercises, they're not going to do anything. I'm sorry for the very bad news, but it's not. They're just not, and it's an absolute lie that people are just marketing, because look at how many people have made money off of bands. It's just insane. So can we all do them? Absolutely, and that's why a lot of people kind of veer towards those easier exercises, because then they can still say, hey, I did something, so I showed up. The problem with that is that you're not going to get the results that you want. You're not going to get any, and then eventually I feel women are like, well, it's just me, it's my body, I'm old, I had kids, I had this, I had that, and there's just a compound of excuses that come next to that. And the truth is, no, you're doing the wrong fucking exercises and you're not working hard enough. So I'm going to start talking to you these next few, I don't know, I guess we're going to call these a series or something like that, about a few different secret elements, I guess you could say, that can help you maximize your goals, your workouts, yes, even at home. 100% these can work for you. So we're going to talk about time under tension. What does that mean? And how can I incorporate that? What does it really, really look like to hit absolute, complete muscle failure? What does that mean? Is it necessary? And how do I incorporate that into my exercises? We're going to talk about progressive overload. What does that mean? And is that something that I really need to be utilizing for my goals or for the physique that I am after? I'm going to answer all of these questions for you. We're going to go through them. We're going to talk about them. Please ask me any questions that you feel you want answered. If I don't know, I will find the answer for you. I also have no issues whatsoever letting you know that I don't know everything. I'm not an expert. I'm still learning after this is my 23rd year. So I am definitely still learning more and more and more all the time. Things change, trends change, fad diets change, yes. But the basics, the very, very basics of being fit and healthy and having cardiovascular health and muscle endurance and strength has not changed at all. And, there are different methods to get it, but the bottom line is still the bottom line for many, many things. So we're going to talk about all that kind of stuff. I hope you guys stay watching. I'm going to try and keep each one, not too crazy long. But like I said, if you have any questions, feel free. You can DM me, you can email me. Actually, maybe not email. Lately, I am just not getting my emails. I don't know what in the hell is going on. But DM me for sure, or message me through any other kind of social media, Facebook, Instagram. Anyways, I really, really want you guys to have those secrets that aren't so secret within the fitness industry. How is it that we can eat and not gain anything? That's really not a secret. There's no trick there, and it doesn't involve anything funky. It's just there's certain things that I think that you guys all need to know, and once that happens, you'll feel a little more empowered to take control of your health and your workouts.